He believed money could replace time, he believed success meant being busy, not being present. His house was full, but his chair was always empty. His family had everything, except him. Then one day the business collapsed, the money disappeared, and the silence at home became permanent. This is not a story about failure, this is a story about what happens when a man realizes too late what truly matters, and what he does next. Ethan Hale liked airports more than his own driveway, he liked boardrooms more than his own kitchen, he called it responsibility, he called it growth, he called it providing, and for a while it sounded true. He built a company that moved fast, contracts, partners, polished offices, a logo on glass doors, and he watched numbers climb like a clean sunrise. At home the house was large and quiet, the lights were always working. The fridge was always full, the closets were always ready for any season. His wife Claire learned to stop saving him dinner, and to stop saving him stories, and to stop saving him a seat at the table. Their daughter Mia learned that a hug could be replaced by a new tablet. Their son Noah learned that a baseball glove could arrive in a box with a note. Not with a father, Ethan still thought he was present. He sent voice messages from hotels, he sent photos of skylines, he sent jokes that arrived late. And he sent money that arrived on time, the family learned. A rhythm without him, school mornings, piano lessons, birthdays with a cake and a polite call, holidays with a suitcase that never left the hall because Ethan was never sure. He would say next week, he would say after the deal, he would say when things calmed down, but things never calmed down, and the kids stopped asking, Claire stopped arguing, she started saying, okay, and her okay sounded like a door closing softly. Ethan did not notice. Not at first. He noticed quarterly reports, he noticed investor moods, he noticed tiny risks in big presentations, he noticed everything except the silence growing at home. He believed love could wait, like a patient file on a desk. He believed family was a safe place that did not need daily attention, because it had a roof, and a budget, and his name on the mortgage. Then one evening he came home for a rare weekend, and the house felt like a hotel, clean, perfect, unfamiliar. Claire smiled politely, Mia nodded without running, Noah said hi without looking up, and Ethan felt a strange chill, like walking into a room after someone stopped playing music. He tried to talk about plans, about trips, about the new car he thought they would like, and they listened like customers, respectful, distant, and when he went to bed he stared at the ceiling and wondered, when did my own home start echoing? On Monday the world returned to speed. Ethan flew out before sunrise. He promised he would be back for Mia's school show, he promised he would help Noah practice batting, he promised Claire a real dinner, not a rush lunch near an airport. Claire said sure, and she did not smile with her eyes. Ethan landed in Chicago, then Dallas, then back to New York, meetings stacked like bricks, and he loved the weight of it, because it meant he mattered. His chief financial officer, Marcus Reed, sent a message, a competitor is undercutting us, not a problem. Ethan replied, we will outwork them. We will outsmart them. He said it with confidence, the kind he had practiced in mirrors. But the next week brought a bigger problem. A key client delayed payment, then another, then a partner asked for a renegotiation, then an investor wanted an emergency call. Ethan turned calm into control. He tightened the budget, he asked teams to push harder, he told everyone the storm was temporary. And he told himself the same. He missed Mia's show again, he missed Noah's game again. He sent flowers to Claire with a note, proud of you, thank you for everything. Claire placed the flowers in a vase, and said nothing, because she was tired of being thanked like staff. She wanted to be seen like family. One night Ethan called home from a conference hallway. He heard Mia laughing in the background. He felt relieved, then he realized she was laughing at something Noah said, not at him. He asked to speak to them. Mia came on. Her voice was sweet but careful. Hi Dad, she said. Ethan tried to be funny, he tried to be warm. He asked about school. She answered quickly, like a checklist, then she said, I have to go, we are about to eat, and she handed the phone back to Claire. Claire said, we are fine. Ethan said, I miss you. Claire paused, then said, we miss the idea of you, and the words landed softly but hit hard. Ethan laughed nervously. Claire did not. Ethan promised changes, more time, fewer trips. Claire said, okay, and again that okay sounded like a quiet lock. The next morning Marcus called, voice low, banks are asking questions. Ethan said, schedule calls. Marcus said, we might need cash fast. Ethan said, sell a small asset. Marcus hesitated, then said, we already tried. Ethan stared at his calendar. The next 2 weeks were packed. He felt like a captain on a ship that only looked stable from far away, and he kept walking forward, because stopping meant seeing the cracks, and seeing the cracks meant fear. The crash did not arrive as one loud event. It arrived like water in a basement, slow, steady, unavoidable. Ethan's company had grown fast, and fast growth can hide weak beams. A supplier changed terms. A lawsuit threat appeared from a rival, not a big one, but enough to scare a client. Then a client cancelled, then another, and each cancellation made the next easier. Investors became colder, meetings became shorter, emails became vague. Ethan promised new deals that did not come. He pushed teams for miracles. He stayed up with spreadsheets until his eyes burned. He drank too much coffee, and told himself it was temporary. Then one morning Marcus walked into Ethan's office, face pale, and said, we miss payroll. Ethan felt the room tilt. He said, we can cover it. Marcus said, the credit line is frozen. Ethan stood up, he paced, he called the bank, he called investors, he called old friends who owed him favors, and he heard polite sympathy, then polite distance, then silence. By evening the truth was clear. The company was not simply struggling, it was falling, and falling fast. Ethan went home for the first time in weeks without announcing it. He wanted comfort, he wanted the familiar smell of his house, he wanted to hear his kids, he wanted to hear Claire say it will be okay. He walked in and saw suitcases near the stairs, not packed fully, but placed as if someone had finally made a decision. Claire was in the living room, calm, tired. Her eyes had the look of someone who has cried all the tears already. Ethan said, what is this? Claire said, I was going to talk to you. Ethan said, talk now. Claire nodded, and her voice was steady. Ethan, we cannot keep living like a waiting room. We cannot be a family that pauses until you return. We cannot be an accessory to your work. Ethan tried to interrupt. Claire raised a hand, not angry, just firm. She said, the money helped. Yes, it paid for things. It made life smooth, but it did not make life warm. And now the money is uncertain, and what is left is what we built. And we did not build much together. Ethan felt heat in his face. He said, I did this for you. Claire said, you did this near us, not with us. Ethan looked at Mia and Noah coming down the stairs. They froze when they saw him. Their smiles were polite, not joyful. Noah asked, are you staying? Ethan wanted to say yes, but the truth was heavy. He said, I do not know. Mia looked at Claire, not at Ethan. Ethan realized the center of the family was not him. It had not been for a long time. He said, please give me time. Claire said, we gave you years. Ethan asked, what do you want? Claire said, I want presence. I want honesty. I want partnership. And if you cannot do that, I want peace. Ethan swallowed. He said, I can change. Claire said, I hope you do, for you, and for the kids, even if we are not under the same roof. Ethan felt the sentence like cold air. He looked around at his perfect house, and it no longer felt like a prize, it felt like a museum of choices. In the following days, Ethan tried to fix everything at once. Like he always did, he called lawyers, he called advisors, he called Marcus, he chased loans, he chased buyers, he chased last-minute solutions, and the more he ran the more the ground moved. The company finally filed for protection. Headlines were not cruel, just indifferent, and that indifference was worse. Ethan watched his name become a small story online, not a legend, not a villain, just a man who rose fast and fell fast. The house expenses became real numbers, not background noise. Claire made decisions quietly. She moved to a smaller rental nearby, not to punish him, but to breathe. Mia and Noah went with her. They did not fight about it, which broke Ethan more than shouting would have. Ethan moved into a modest apartment, the kind he used to book for interns on business trips. He opened cabinets and saw empty space. He sat on a couch that did not match anything. He listened to a refrigerator that hummed too loudly. He felt time, slow and thick. And he did not know what to do with it. He tried to visit. He brought gifts, smaller now, thoughtful but still objects. Claire thanked him politely. Mia smiled and returned to her homework. Noah accepted a new bat and then asked Claire if he could go outside. Ethan stood in the doorway like a guest. He realized he did not know their daily routines. He did not know Mia's favorite teacher. He did not know Noah's closest friend. He did not know which mug Claire used each morning, he had known budgets. Not details. One afternoon he took a walk to clear his head. He wandered into a community center where a sign said volunteers needed, food pantry, after school tutoring. Ethan almost kept walking, his pride wanted a different sign, investors needed, partners needed, success needed, but something in him stopped, maybe exhaustion, maybe humility. He walked in,